Most of us nowadays have completely fried our dopamine systems, which makes our days completely irregular. It removes the structure from our lives, and most importantly, it makes the work completely unbearable. We just don't feel like doing it. We never feel like doing it. It just seems so boring that we just don't do it. Now, that went on in my life for so long, and finally I fixed it. Let me give you an example of what exactly I mean by this. Think about an average man. He wakes up, and what do you think he does the first thing in the morning? Do you think he does 100 push-ups? Do you think he journals? Do you think he does some self-improvement habit? No. He takes his phone, he scrolls on TikTok, he scrolls on YouTube Shorts, whatever, and then he wakes up, he goes take a shit with his phone in his hands. Then he goes to his kitchen, he eats some crap food with his phone in his hands. Do you notice something? He always has stimulation everywhere he goes. That phone stimulates his brain every single second. And the biggest problem here is that it's in the morning. When you're in the morning and your dopamine starts right here, what's gonna happen, it's gonna go down when you start working. When you work, there's no dopamine. So you started with this. And when you want to go to work, all of a sudden it's so boring. Why? Because you started so hyper stimulated, which makes the work unbearable. So let me give you an example of how my day starts. I wake up, I don't look at TikTok, I don't scroll, I don't do any of that shit because I know it's gonna affect my brain in a bad way. I work for the next couple hours, which I didn't eat in these couple hours. I woke up, I drank some water, I drank some coffee, but I worked. I didn't listen to any music, which stimulates your brain, by the way. And when 1 p.m. hits, I eat, which is not crap food that you guys eat. I don't eat any of these trans fats, processed carbs, none of that crap, because that completely destroys your focus, which is one thing. But also when you eat lunch, because a lot of people, I see this one thing, a lot of these people, they work very well in the first half of the day, but then they go eat some lunch, and what do? They grab their phone and they watch their favorite video, and then they get very highly stimulated, which makes your other half of the day impossible to complete. Why? Because your brain is already used to it. It's like a dopamine chasing system. You start chasing dopamine, you just cannot get enough of it because you were so deprived in the first half. So what do? You don't watch anything, you don't stimulate your brain while eating, just eat and then get back to work. Now you work for the next couple hours, and when the work is done, when you've completed everything you had to do, that's where your true dopamine hits. Because you know, right, I completed the work, so now my hard task is done. Now I'm happy. But most importantly, after this, you will be able to do all of these habits that you liked, like watching a video, doing all these hyper stimulated things. You can do them after the work. So that's how my day looks. First, you do all of the hard things, do the work first, focus on that, and it's gonna be much easier. Even though you have a lot of discipline, you can scroll in the first half of the day, but you're just making it harder for yourself. So why not just not consume any dopamine and make the work smooth and easy, instead of consuming all these things that just make it harder for you? And a lot of the time you just relapse and you just let the work go and you just start chasing dopamine. So for the first half of the day, just focus on your goals, and once your work is done, stimulate yourself. That's the perfect dopamine system that you should have. I hope this helped you, and take care.